With the death of a heroine, the city fell into disarray. Enemies attacked with no leader to defend. For weeks this continued until one day a golden airship arrived from the cloudy void. From it, Raven's son Inigo Burleyhands steps from the ship and onto the lands of Havarti. Inexperienced, Inigo has lived a calm life in the capital of Cheddar, but came out to these unknown lands as soon as word about his mother reached him. He quickly ran to find his mother's deeds, assuming her position in hopes to return order to Havarti. Vigilantly, he fought off attacks and invaders, returning hope to the people. Yet, with his victory, he still had to honor his mother, a church he fought, one built on the place where she fell. Hello everyone, my name is Duncan and welcome to StoneHearth Havarti episode or part number 10. It took me a while to make this episode, mainly because the build was taking a really long time, but I believe I finished it a few weeks ago, and ever since I've been working on the part in the beginning and recording stuff and live work stuff. We're here finally. It took me a while, but we're finally here. And as you can see in the background, we are building the church which I was talking about in the beginning of this video, or rather in the story bit, where Inigo Burleyhands is very willing to go in and build and honor his mother building a church. Now, I have some comments to go through, because in the last episode, episode 9, I didn't go through comments because I didn't expect the episode to be like it was. I very much planned on just playing a small bit, killing out all the deer, and then going into the let's build for, actually I was planning to build mines over there. A little let's build with mining, going to the episode or the comments of episode 8 and then moving on, just like a regular episode. Unfortunately, something really sad happened, which means that, yeah, my heroine of literally my entire series of StoneHearth died, which was quite the thing if you'd ask me. So yeah, that was a bit of a different episode, but now we actually have a reason to build something absolutely gigantic in here. Now, so what we're going to do, we're going to go through all the comments of episode 8 and 9, because I haven't done it yet, at least not on a video. And yeah, let's just start off with Braxton Werner. He says, you made two cards to make storage build in StoneHearth to install detail and not just simply, which I not good, but try. Thanks. I cannot read this in any way, shape or form without laughing, because it makes me feel bad, because he really tries. But the grammatical bit of this comment is just hilarious. But really, I already responded to this in the comment, but it really makes me happy to see that I inspire people to go and build the things they want to build, to put details into the builds and make it look as good as possible, and then share it, because that's kind of the point of what I'm doing here with my builds. I want to build something large, something really pretty to look at, so others can see it and be inspired by it, like, hey, we can build something really cool, and then they share it back and it's better, and it looks really cool. It's just a little bit of building community, creative community that I really like. Then next up we've got GamerJ98M, which is a buddy of mine. He says, audio is pronounced audio, not audio. Oh my god, I'm punching my screen. Yeah, so with my accent, which is well, I'm Dutch, as you probably already know. I'm Dutch. So we Dutch normally have a very weird accent, which I'm trying to overcome for the past few years already. Trust me, I have improved a lot with my accent in the past few years. If you look at videos of 3 or 4 years, by the way, they're horrible. They really are horrible. But if you look at those videos, you will notice that my accent has improved quite a bit. And things like audio or audio, it's just, I don't know, okay? It's just weird. My voice is weird. My accent is weird. Things are weird. I hope you can, deal with that. Alright, after that we got Starshot saying, enjoy your video and the design of the town. Also love the fireplaces. Yes, the fireplaces are such a nice touch to the town. I can build chimneys with smoke rising out from them. It looks so cool. I really love it. So if anyone ever builds a house, like, honestly, the only thing you have to do is just place a fireplace in it, make a chimney, and then at night, when they start lighting the fireplaces, you can see all the smoke rising from the house. It just looks so incredibly cool. It's just a neat little trick that you might want to try out for your own. It's just, oh, it's so good. Then we've got Flifty Show. Like, hi, I'm new to your channel, but I really enjoy it. How many days or hours does it take to make a new building? I already responded in the thing and so, but I want to respond to this in the video, because this actually is a very interesting question to my opinion, because it really depends on how far you want to take it. Because if I want to make a simple house, for example, just a simple house in the farming island you can see in this series, or you go to my previous series where you can see simple houses, and normally a house will maybe take me an hour tops, like an hour, like a simple single house will take me like an hour, maybe 2 if I really put my mind to it and the interior and all. And maybe 2 hours will take me to design, and then keeping on going on, it's like the building and all. It probably not too long. Like you can just build a simple house with a few walls, a simple interior, just the things they need, and you can be done in a few minutes. What I do is I tend to pay some attention to how it looks. I want it to look nice. I want it to look pretty, and then it can take like an hour to build it or design it, and then have the Halflings build it. And then you have also the other things that I do. For example, the church you can currently see being built. The current church that is now being built, it took me about only the structure itself, like only the church itself, nothing around it. Only the church itself took me about 10 to 12 hours to build. Then you've still got all the stuff around it, which will take even more. And then, you know, the building itself took me even weeks, like it actually having to be built. So if you take this church you can see in the background, download it from the workshop, because it is actually on the workshop. Do keep in mind that you probably want to go and insta-build it and not spend weeks and weeks and weeks waiting for it to be built. Insta-building this thing, yeah, just do it, trust me, it will save you so much time. But yeah, it takes a lot of time, like the bigger it becomes, the more detail it comes into it, or we put into it, the longer it takes to build. And that's also, in my opinion, a bit of the key to make, or to building, to create a building like in StoneHearth or in Minecraft, or in, what other game do we have where you can build Foundation, which I'm doing it. Like, you just spend time, it's just spending time just placing things down and see what happens. And that way you can add details to it, and it may take longer, but the longer it takes, often the prettier it looks. Like if you make a building in a few minutes, it probably will look a lot shitter, a lot flatter than something you make or you spend a few hours building. If that makes sense. Anyway, thank you for the comment. It's something that, yeah, I like talking about. Alright, so we got Zach Sansone. He says, whoa, I think you're the first person to actually pronounce my last name right. I don't know if I just pronounced it right again. I can't remember what I pronounced it last time. Then we got Philo Crafter. Oof, new fan hair. I still have to deal with the fact that I've got fans. It's weird to me. But welcome, thank you. Nonetheless. Then, as last on episode 8, we have got Damien Fry. He says, really enjoy your series, can't wait for more. And if you have more large buildings, talk about something you like and that will last a little while. A D&D is a great topic, you like it. And I can talk about the next building session. Good luck with the goblins. Yeah, I think I did this in the last episode. In episode 9, where I started talking about, not specifically D&D, but I think it was Monster Hunter. And the things I like about it and what I don't like about it. I don't think I have any feedback on it, if people like it or not, or people enjoyed it or not. But it's definitely something we can go and do and try. I might actually do a little D&D story at the end of this, as we watch the thing being built, because I'll be very honest, the original Let's Build, which is already up, it took, I think the Let's Build is like 40 minutes. It's not going to be that long in this video, don't worry, it's going to be sped up even more, but you know, I can do little stories if people like it. I've got enough stories, most likely. But anyway, all of you, thank you for the comments on episode 8. It's, I like it. I like doing little comment things like this. I really do enjoy just going through the comment section, reading them out, and then responding to them in the video, and seeing what people want, and seeing what people like. So, with that, let's move on to episode 9, The Fall of a Heroine. If it starts off with Ender Fox and the Box of Fox. I assume he's the maker of the Box of Foxhole mod, maybe? I don't know, his name may imply it. He says, whoa, that sucked. Telling your fighters to defend repeatedly stopped the raven from going to eat. You starved her to death. Yes, that's something that I discovered as I was editing the video. I was really stupid. I didn't realize that was a thing. Because normally when someone goes down, or at least someone loses all their health, they go down and you have to rescue them. Apparently, this is something that I learned in this episode, if they starve, they immediately die. Even I, with like 400 hours in this game, still learn new things. That's impressive. And after that, he said, I'm going to rewatch this video later and do an oh dear counter. Or just a dear counter. Yeah, I said oh dear a lot because it was a little pun. It was a joke. I do actually wonder how high the number will be because I never got a reply to that, I think. Because if you have actually done it, please tell me how many times I've said it because it will probably be quite high. After that, we have got Crazy Kajun J. I think that's yes. He says, we'll have food forever. Too bad you would not let them eat. Too much running your mouth instead of actually paying attention to the game. Yeah, that's that happens sometimes. Sometimes I just start talking and I just start telling a story and I forget about the game. Or at least I do the game management in the background a small bit and I don't really pay attention a lot of attention to it. And things go badly. Yeah, it happens. I'm sorry. It just happens. That's a part of the stories. If you want to hear stories, that can happen. Alright. But anyway, thank you for the comments. Then we got Edward Ford. He says, I've noticed you do Let's Plays on your channel. Have you ever thought of doing one of Gilneas? Now, I actually didn't prepare this. I didn't see this comment before. Oh yeah, I remember actually looking this up. So Gilneas is a location in World of Warcraft. For those who want to know, I have played World of Warcraft. Like 5-7 years ago. For like a year and then I got bored with it. MMOs bore me very quickly. Unlike a single-player RPG such as, you know, KOTOR or Dragon Age, Mass Effect, which have a rich storyline which you're really invested in, MMOs bore me because I don't really get invested in the storyline and I try to play them for story, which is probably why I'm not enjoying them as much. I just pressed the wrong button. Alright, one moment. Let me just quickly... Yeah, okay, I'm back to my comments. Sorry, but... Gilneas is a location in World of Warcraft, and he's asking me, I've noticed you do Let's Build on your channel, have you ever thought of doing one of Gilneas? And no, I haven't. I may, but I don't have access to the game or the location in game unless I use a lot of reference images, and it will be very, very, very big. If I look at quickly looking at images, it looks really cool. It looks like the style I normally tend to build in, like a bit, you know, dark looking, especially now that I'm doing a Havarti, where it is all a bit gothic, dark looking. All in all, it looks quite intriguing, but I haven't really thought of doing it because rebuilding real location, I've done it before, like rebuilding location. I've done it in Minecraft where I, for example, built the Gears of War 2 map of River for a PvP map. I've done it with many other maps, but I can't really do it there because, one, it is quite large, to be very honest. It would look really cool, but it would be quite large. And I don't really have time. And two, I don't have access to the city because I don't have a subscription to the game anymore for about 7 years now. But yeah, suggestions like this are really good because if I get suggestions, I can keep building things that you guys will probably enjoy. Words are very difficult. My train of thought is going many places except for the right one currently. That's intriguing. Anyway, thank you for the comment. Then, after that, we've got Finny Boy. He says, please name a man Vincent Nederland. Sure. Yeah, okay. Done. Let me just... Where's my pen? Let me just quickly write that down. There we go. Vincent Nederland. There we go. Alright, I have to find my actual list of names. It's somewhere in here. Like, I've got a large pile of papers here, mainly all from D&D, but somewhere in there is my list of names of people that I have to add. I will add you to it. I just quickly wrote it down so I won't forget. Then we have the Consumerist Theory. The death of Raven Burleyhands brings sadness, my all of... Is that... my brain... Okay, let's try it again. The death of Raven Burleyhands brings sadness, my all of her heart, and leaves a void where a strong and brave woman once stood. But this is no time to be held down by sadness and loss. It is time to seek vengeance on the foul creatures that took her from us. And that is why I, Sir Griffith, am willing to lead these people to erase the plague of deer who took her from us, and bring everlasting peace to all of Havarti. Sir Griffith the Carpenter. So yes, this, yeah, this is cool actually. This is basically making stories of of the people. Like making the stories in the game, which I really enjoy doing it. You are part of the city. Like when I place you in the town, you are part of the city and stuff like this, where you put you down your little quotes or things that happened. That'd be really cool. Unfortunately, I already wrote the story and I already made a screenshot of what happened in where basically what happened in the beginning of this video. I already wrote it. I already took the screenshots. And after I took the screenshots and before I started editing, I saw this episode or this video and it's like, this will probably, yes. So what I'm gonna do with this, Sir Griffith the Carpenter is going to be Inigo's right hand. He will be the townsman, the town's leader, second leader. I don't know what it's called actually, the vice president. I don't know. But yeah, Inigo Burleyhands is a direct descendant of Raven Burleyhands, and for that royalty. And he will choose Sir Griffith the Carpenter as his right hand for his heroic acts in the absence of a leader until, you know, after Raven died and Inigo came. Yeah, stuff like this is really cool. I like that. Alright, and then we have Renzi Frenzy, actually twice. He asked if, he says, could you add me to the game? I really enjoy it. Yes, I'll also put you... Yeah, he also asked me then, please name it Renzi Frenzy or Lord Rance. You know what? I'm gonna call you Lord Renzi Frenzy. With my terrible handwriting. Yes, I will add you to the game, don't worry about that. And then he also says he says you should reload the save while you were killing the deer and get our hero back. I could do that. I've done it in the past where, I believe in the previous one, Stilton. I've done it a few times or once because something really, really idiotic happened. Like people not listening to commands and the game generally working against me. I'm not going to do it here because I think it is a really interesting development in stories. And it allows me to add more story into the series and into the game. And especially in combination with what the consumer theory has done now. With his own little quote, adding it in the comment section. We can make, like we all as a community, as the comment section, you guys, and me making the videos, we can make stories all together. So if you enjoyed the little story bit I did in the beginning, I can make more of that, and I can use like quotes and all the likes that you have done, that you basically put down in the comment section. I can use those quotes to make our story happen. I can use that to make the story of, you know, Havarti more engaging in a way, and that'd be really, really cool in my opinion. Now, those were all the comment sections, or all the comment sections, and all the comments in the last two episodes. I finally got through them. I already read through them. I completely forgot about the Gilneas thing. Totally forgot to research that before I started this. But it is finally a thing, and my talking is apparently very, very difficult today. I don't know what's going on. I've got a lot of recording to do, and if it keeps on going like this, and my mind keeps, you know, hammering itself into the ground, then the coming few videos are going to be quite interesting. With that meaning, I'll probably have to redo a lot of them. Now, as I said, a little story, just because we can. Little D&D story as in the background as I just keep on talking. Let's see what's going to be interesting. So, besides D&D, I also play another game. For modern settings, I made my own D&D handbook for modern settings, which is called Future Kiera, or FK as we normally call it. Kiera is the world normally where my stories take place and where my campaigns take place, and it's just a large world with different timelines, different locations and stuff like that. And that's generally where everything happens. Future Kiera would be the modern future setting of it. And I've got a few, I've done a few games in it. And I'm currently running another setting again. And it is interesting in my opinion, because what happens is, you've got this modern setting where technology has taken over magic. So magic, just like in our modern times in the real world, it doesn't exist, and anything that is magic related is either considered fantasy or old religion. Like witches was part of an old religion, nothing happened, people were stupid, stuff like that. So in here, this is actually something that hasn't happened in my current campaign, but has happened in my previous campaign, in the previous party I had for this. You have, basically when you go and research the Arcane, as they call it, like in Magic they call it the Arcane, or the Arcane Religion. And they will say that it's an old religion that is long forgotten and not practiced anymore because people saw that it is just plain old bullshit, that things got explained better and better and better. And for that it was forgotten. Now, mages do still exist. Magic does still exist. You can actually become a mage in the game itself. But the whole thing about it is, like, when you start, like, researching magic and discovering that it still very much exists and the people still practice it in the shadows of the world, strange things will start to happen. For example, you've got a... this is actually... I completely and utterly stole this from an anime called Agin, where you have these shadowy monsters. And I took that image and made my own version of it, where from the shadows, these shadowy monsters will erupt as you start learning of magic. These are going to be protectors of magic, summoned by mages and guardians of magic of Arcane, to try and shut you up about it and make you mysteriously disappear. Because frankly, what happens is, if one of these monsters, one of these shadow men, as I call them, shadow people, they hide in the shadows where they cannot be hit. If they're in the shadows, they just a bolt of an arrow or an arrow. Why do I go to arrows? A bullet will just go straight through them with no damage at all. Swords and knives will just go straight through them and they won't do any damage to them at all. The trick to kill them is put a light on them so they solidify and you can finally hit them. Here comes the thing though. If they manage to kill you, or rather, if they manage to down you with their handy blades, like they've got the claws and all, and what happens is they slide into you, and the shadowy substance that they're made of will try and go into your body, and it won't have much effect until you go down by it. Like if you actually go to 0 HP with one of these slices or one of these attacks, you will fall and you have your saving throws, of course, like in any D&D game. If you fail all those saving throws, you don't actually die. Rather, what happens is your body will be consumed by shadowy madness, like by actual darkness, and you will turn into one of them. So not only does the party lose one of their party members to fight, they will also gain an extra enemy, and these enemies are not that easy to destroy. They are quite tough. And which is also why magic is a bit of a later thing rather than a bit of an earlier thing. And what happened is, like, one of these this party tried to attack them, and thank God it wasn't one of the party members that died, but rather an NPC that was with them. An NPC was going around showing them a bit, and or actually was it one or was it... I think it was two NPCs. Two NPCs went into this library together with the party to try and find this old book. And they found this book and they started reading it. And after reading it a bit and researching into it, they came to the discovery that it was a book of cantrips, which allowed them to use cantrips if they had the energy crystals needed for magic. As this happened, they looked at the site, and even though it was the middle of the day, it started getting really, really dark suddenly. Like a black cloud was in front of the windows, blocking the view outside. When they tried to open the door, it appears to be locked. They couldn't open it in any way, shape or form. And as that happened, one of them rolled a perception check to see if something weird was going on, which definitely it was. And they started to notice that in the corner of their eyes, they saw a shadow move, like just move just out of view, like a few times. And the party quickly readied their weapons, very, very confused as to what is happening, because for them, they didn't know magic was actually real. They just thought it was an old religion. But finding this book of cantrips, they started to doubt it. So, quite quickly, because they didn't figure out that they need a light to fight this thing, they just started opening fire on it. Like, they all just took their machine guns and fired upon it. And as they did it, like, papers flew everywhere. Like, books exploded into papers that would just block view, and it was just a giant mess. Like, bookshelves fell over from the sheer force of the gunfight, and they just shot into darkness, into, like, shadows. And after they emptied all the clips, they stopped firing, and they just very carefully reloaded first, and then went to move about to see what's going on. And as it happened, one of the party members was attacked out of nothing. So he stepped into the shadow out of the light, and out of nowhere he just felt a stinging pain into his arm. As he looked, he saw this solid shadow substance, like a spear, like stuck in his shoulder. And as he followed the spear eventually into an arm, and then into a creature, a humanoid-looking creature that was just staring at it, like with its eyes just hollow and nothing in, just staring straight at it. And that's when one of the NPCs decided, because we had a turn order, the NPC decided to rush forward with his knife and try and stab it. Unfortunately, for the party, this guy had like 10 HP left. He was nearly dead. With just one hit, yeah, that's how dangerous they are. That's why I normally only put one in an enemy instead of, multiple, but this NPC, he went forward and tried to stab it. He missed, and in FK, it is so that if you miss a melee attack, what happens is the enemy gets a chance to do a counter melee, and this can stack very quickly. And he misses, and this guy just pulls out the shadowy spear and just penetrates through the throat of this NPC. The NPC dies, and a fight happens. Like the party figures out they have to stay in the light. They patch up and just try and fire at it with no effect. And after 3 or 4 turns, I believe it was, I think it was 3 turns, suddenly this body of this NPC, it would rise, and you can see the darkness flowing through his armor and through his body, his skin turning black and slowly transforming into what the other creature was before him. At this point, one of the party members figured out that, hey, maybe a light would be handy, and he turned the flashlight on his weapon, and suddenly this shadowy, floating creature in front of him would solidify. And they will see that instead of the smoky shadows that is around it, it would become a blackened humanoid creature. And then fighting it, they would finally be able to shoot it down. So they managed to kill one of them. The other one, the NPC, that was the NPC before, he launches forward to the nearest enemy, the nearest party member, which also was an NPC, surprisingly, and does the exact same thing. He kills it, and without any thought or help, the party members, they just they were just dumb. They just took their weapons and just started opening fire on the 2 NPCs with lights and all. The Shadow Man, he died, and the NPC didn't even turn into a Shadow Man. He just died. Like that, they just straight up executed him. They weren't going to have a chance. And that's that's what the party's first experience was with magic and how dangerous it can be in defense. I don't know where the story is going, to be very honest. It's just a thing that happened. Like, they just sat there, and as soon as these 2 Shadow Men and this NPC died, the blackened fog in front of the window would fade again. And they can see the people walking outside. And out of nowhere, this librarian, this small little half-elf guy, he jumps out from a back room and looks around like, what the fuck happened here? Like, his entire store was just a giant mess, and all he could see was 3 dead people on the ground. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting thing that happened. But that is going to be today's story for D&D related or FK related. I've got a lot of these stories. A lot of things ever happened in D&D. In my D&D campaigns, I've been playing it since I was 16, so that's... How old am I? How old am I again? 22, I think? 96. I can't remember my age, but I think I've been playing for 6-7 years now, so I've got more than enough stories. And if you would like to hear more, comment so, and I can, do anything. If you want to hear a specific story, like, hey, have you ever had to lay siege to a castle, and how did it go? Just comment such things, and I will probably talk about it in these little video bits. But for now, this is going to be it for the comments and the story and whatever. And I'll see you in the gameplay bit, which will happen probably about now? Yeah? Yeah, sure. Alright. The more I look at this build and the more I look at this island, the more I'm gonna like it. Just the amount of details, the amount of gravestones that I put into this, and just all in all, I think it looks really, really cool. Especially with this going on over here. And this bit over here. It just, makes it all look really, really well together. And this is going to be the Raven Island, with the Church of Raven. Raven Burleyhands, our fallen heroine. We even have a little interior that looks really, really neat in my opinion. And a walkway that goes up here. But yes, this is the build. This is the church for Raven Burleyhands, our fallen heroine. And here we have the altar of our fallen hero. Yes. Also, before anyone's going to ask, no, I did not murder 2,000 halflings for this. We can actually make them. If we go to the that's not the mason. The mason, there we go. If you go to the mason, you can see that we can actually go in and make some tombstones. That's a small little mod that I made. You can actually get it in the workshop. As well as this building. This is in the workshop. We've got one full version, which requires a lot of mods for it to work with all the interior items and the candles. And one where I stripped all of that out. So yes, that's definitely going on over here. With a ton of bulletins, but before we do that, let's just quickly pause for a moment and go into this overview. Because we have 2 people that have to be named. First of all, we have got Vince Nederland. So let's just scroll. We got Snorri Odelep. Okay, let's go to your character sheet. And rename you to Vince Nederland. Because that's someone that wanted to be named. And then we have Leon. Yeah, this seems perfect actually. If we go to your character sheet, we will go in and rename you to Lord Frenzy. That's how I... No, that's an X. Frenzy, there we go. This is going to be your Lord Frenzy. So both of you, welcome to the town and welcome to the story that is Havarti. Now, you are both in here. Welcome. And let's just go in. I'm sorry, I really liked the look of this. There's so much in here. And eventually, this isn't completed yet, actually. You know, I've still got down here. I can actually show this. Let's go and slice into the world. Over here, it's currently being emptied out, but this will eventually become a catacombs. So I will actually build in here and make little catacombs, and I will probably do it for the next episode. It's not the thing you will see a lot of the time, but it will be there. It will just be detail. Also, if I go into slice mode, apparently all the snow disappears. Interesting. Alright, so that's going on. So, this is episode 10 by now. We've done a lot. Just look at how much we have built there. We got our ship, our unfinished first island, the farming, the commercial, and even this. We got so much already. But we haven't actually done any campaigns yet. So what I want to go and do, I want to go to the bulletin. And the hard cheer, we actually aren't quite there yet. We're getting very close, that's for damn sure. Very, very close. This was a lot lower moments ago when I was building this because people were getting quite sad. Because if we go to appeal, you can see here, the gravestones aren't actually that good for halflings. I learned. So yeah, let's just ignore that. And a lot of people were walking there, so they weren't quite happy at the time. But this is eventually, let's see, there we go. All sins are at least content. We just need one person to be married. Actually, we can complete it. Hello? Hello? Why did the music stop? Oh, there we go. I just pressed complete and the music stopped. Where actually is... Ah, here we go. This is now the harp which will provide warm light and comfort. This has been upgraded, apparently. And I think... Actually, we don't have anything to place for it, do we? I can only assume that it worked. Is there anything in here that I can build? Oh, fireworks. Ah, here we go. Fireworks. There we go. Ah, here we go. We have upgraded to the Heart of Cheer, which is actually a pretty neat looking thing. I have to find a place for this. I will actually have to go and finish this island over here, because it is, of all the islands we have touched, this is the one we have touched the least. We've just built a little inn over here with some of this and, you know, stuff. But nothing really special, and I think that's time we go and do that also anytime soon. But yes, the Heart of Cheer has been completed. Everyone is joining here to see, and everyone is... Oh, even more fireworks. So many fireworks. It's a cute little game. I love it. Although there are invaders over here, just ignore them. So, then we have the Goblin Center note. Good news! Is this how he's gonna talk? Good news for you, pathetic humans! Ogo Skullbanker, Chief of Chiefs to be, calls us to home for clan meet. Been fun hanging around with you, maybe we tell friends back soon for more fun taking your stuff. Thank goodness. Alright, so he will eventually barker off. Then we have got Chieftain Mood. Thornpants is defeated. Ow, it hurts! To my sheep, me loves her always. You know when Ogo coming, so say you say Ogo crush everyone. So basically what happened is, they were sitting over here, and I think some enemies spawned there and they started fighting and they murdered each other. It's a thing that happened. Alright, moving on. The grizzled traveler appears on the horizon. Ho there, township! How are things for you? It's been pretty quiet, but you know, it's a bad sign when the birds stop singing. My guess is wolves, goblin wolves. Watch your borders. You don't want them to fight after their trainers got them in the ladder, you hear? Bunker down if you need to, or run. Running is good. No shame in surviving another day. Yeah, so we are going to be attacked fairly soon, but the thing is, with the way this world works, they will probably spawn over there or over here, and they can't really reach us. So they'll just die horrible deaths of starvation. Now, a message on an arrow appears on the banner. Ogo's mysterious message. Ogo's forces are on the move. There are wolves in your woods. The one who watches you. Okay. A panting refugee appears on the horizon. Can't you hear the howling? There are goblin wolves in the woods. A grizzled traveler reappears. Oh, hello there. Anyone still home? I already forgot the accent. Congratulations are in order if that's sort of things you care about. I've been up and down the area and it seems you've taken care of the bulk and the goblin around these parts. Not saying you won't see a straggler or two coming to harass you, but good job all in all. Here's a gift I've collected from some neighboring towns. Everyone's sleeping easy tonight because of you. And a settlement established. Oh, cool. I've got a proclamation of settlement. By unanimous agreement of the citizens, we declare Havarti to be a settlement out to prove that there's the richest and craftsmanship in the match. So we unlock daily boost, random daily buffs, tier 2 buildings, tier 2 shop, and tier 2 BGMs. And Sark Blackhammer's arrived with equipment to sell. Can I sell you something? Like, I've got a lot of this I probably won't use. Just like this flower. Oh, you're out of money. Splendid. Daily update. We are not going to accept anyone. Because I already accepted one too many. And I don't want the game to chuck more than it already did. And all in all, that is... yeah. That's things right now. That's all of the campaign. We will actually be attacked fairly soon. Here we go. I can only assume that, yeah, that's one of the wolves. More of the wolves. Amber chases the sky. Yellow chases the sky. Oh, they've got interesting names. Kai the Grandiose. Dinny the Flame. And Icky the Expeditor. They all got little names. It's pretty cool. And here we got little tombstones. Oh, yes. So, as you can see over here, I have placed these little stone pillar fences, which you normally can't actually make. But you can actually see that they come from here. I should have probably done the same with the sarcophores and with the crypts over there, but I didn't. I mainly used this, but I may do that for another time. So, basically the way you do this, so they're called stone pillar fence. If you go here, you can go into stone... Actually, if I go to fence, it should already do it. Fence, monsters on that stone pillar fence. And you can actually place them using this. And if you place them like this, they will be yours and not the enemy, so they won't be attacked. And that's how I made the little fence, like the fence over here. Pretty cool if you ask me. Really cool. But yes, things are going well, and I have to go in, so we've got Seer Griffith over here. And as I said, because Seer Griffith has done a wondrous task, keeping the town safe in between the death of Raven Burleyhands and the arrival of our son, Inigo, I would like to see if I can... That's the wrong button. Do this. Sir Griffith. And give him a title. Right hand of Inigo Burleyhands. There we go. You are now the right hand of Inigo Burleyhands. You are the second in command of this town. Where actually is Inigo? He should be somewhere around here. I haven't shown him yet. Oh, here he is. You can see he's like with the complete obsidian armor. Just... It looks really, really cool. Especially with all the swords, it looks amazing in my opinion. But what I noticed is, like, I think we should be able to make some armor for our archers. Let's see if we can find it. Do we have any... Do we have armor at all for our... Actually, I don't really know. Do we have armor for our archers? Or is it just, you know, tough shit, good luck? I think we don't. I think we don't, actually. Oh my, okay. That's intriguing. We don't have that, really. Okay, so the archers are going to be running around butt naked for a while. But can we make... Ooh, can we make better weapons, is my question. Oh, we already are. Okay, we are already making better weapons for them. So we got a bunch of archers and no real fighters. So I think looking at that. So, who currently has the most? You do. Harat Kroseya. Character sheet. You are going to be... Oh, I actually need to change your job into that of a... Where... Oh. Well, that's interesting. I guess you're going to be an archer then. And I want one more. I just want one more, just in case. So, Harry Bloody Potter. You are going to be... I don't know what your plans are. I think I want you to become a cleric or something. But for that, you need to become... Ah, well, who cares? Come on. You are going to be our... Also one of the... Oh, well, I guess not. I guess we ain't doing that anytime soon. So, but with that, we can probably... Let's see, let's find... Let's just pause. Who do we have here? We got Vince Nederland, Zach Sansone, and JD Amazing. You know? I think Zach Sansone is going to be our next. So, let's go in here. Let's find Zach over here. Let's change your job. And let's have you... Of course not. We need a wooden... What are you? You're a knight? No, chieftain. Okay. Let's go to this one. And just make me, just make me 5 of them, just in case. Like, we need them. And then I think in here... what do we actually need for someone to become a shield, isn't it? Yeah, like the... Contributed to become... I can't remember which one we need, actually. We'll figure that sooner or later. It'll be fine. Actually, I can figure it out very, very simply. So we change the job to this. What do we need? A knight's shield crafted by the blacksmith. So if we go to the blacksmith... Here we go. And we have a steel shield. Where's the knights? Ah, here it is. So let's just make 3 of those. And let's just build up a military. And very, very soon we should have a somewhat decent military going around doing things. Oh yeah, I did this. This is quite dangerous. Like, if this rolls down, it's gone. Like, someone down there on the actual plains of StoneHearth, they're gonna have a bad day. So it's summer. Intriguing. Never... Like, summer on this map looks great, because normally it's all white and stuff. And now, it's not. It's green. It looks green. It's weird. Especially, except for here. This is all, like, pavement now. I turned it all into pavement. This is basically going to be the core center. Oh my... I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't basically just build over every island and make every bit of land my own. That'd be really, really bad. I think my game is already chugging. Like, let's be very honest. My game is already having a really, really bad time doing this. And if I go around and just build over every bit of land, I think the game will literally just decide to go and keel over. Oh yeah, also, someone in another video, I think it was the Interstellar Transport Company. He was talking about me swearing a lot and how I probably shouldn't be doing that, and I do agree. Like, with the way I talk, especially lately, I basically speak like a sailor, like a Dutch sailor. I swear a lot and I can't really help it most of the time. So I'm really, really trying and keep it down, especially like on streams. You know, it's tough luck, I suppose. It happens. I can't really do much about it. But in videos... Like, I can very much control what I want the content to be. And if I don't want it to be with swearing, I want it to be more, you know, more towards a younger audience. Even though I will probably do the occasional really bad joke about colonialism and capitalism and whatever. Like, just like when we were going out, killing all the deer on this island, we basically were invading this island, killing the natives, and just then claiming it as our own. It's literally what we did. It's colonialism at its finest. Stuff like that will probably still happen. But I will try and swear a bit less. And hopefully that will attract some people that normally will be quite put off by it. And, you know, it will show that this game and this content and the things that I build and show, that maybe more people will enjoy it. And it will be better content. I'm always looking for ways to improve my content, especially this episode. Like, holy damn. This episode took a lot of work to do, and I'm nearly done. So yeah, that's actually... I think on that note, I'm going to end this episode. So, yes, as per usual, if you enjoyed, please like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you want. And if you want to comment about me telling stories about D&D or something else, or you want yourself being named in this town, please go to the comment section. I will read everything as I normally do and name you on the video. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!